What's up everyone, Sam the Ashen here, and today we're going to be checking out Examina, a really interesting physics-based medieval melee combat game. I know that sounds like a lot, and I'm sure you've heard of this game by now. Streamers and YouTubers have made a lot of videos about how horribly hard it is and how you shouldn't play it, you should just watch them play it. I'm going to disagree. I started this game about a year and a half ago when it just had the story mode. Played for about 2 hours and it was really hard and I could just not get the hang of the combat, and I kept dying and losing a lot of progress, so I stopped playing. Then, after a From Software binge, I was ready for another challenge, so I picked Examina back up. This time, when I started the game, the menu had another mode other than story, which was Arena mode. I played story for a while and was still struggling, so I figured I would try arena mode. I had planned on getting some practice in and then going back to story mode. That was until I realized that story mode is fun and all, and intense, but arena mode is straight up addicting. You can lose fights and not lose hours of progress, unlike story mode. You invest in multiple characters, so you always have multiple routes of success, and you build your character skills and rank up while earning money and upgrading your gear. It is a blast, and for anyone even mildly interested in this fantastic physics-based melee RPG, I recommend that you start in arena mode, because you'll get really comfortable with the combat and the movement, and honestly, you might have such a good time in arena mode that you finish it out and make it to master and win some tournaments. Some tips for combat are: keep moving with your opponent, usually circling around while throwing horizontal attacks. Back up and step forward off and on while you do some thrusting attacks. The two hardest enemies to fight for me were shield enemies and two-handed long weapon enemies. For the shield enemies, I just tried to get lucky with thrust and overhead swings, and it usually worked pretty well. I would highly recommend using a large and two-handed weapon, because it seems like that's way easier to defeat your enemies while also keeping yourself at a safe distance. Spears are amazing and can thrust the face off of just about any opponent, but my usual go-to weapon was a poleaxe or a polehammer with a pointed top, so I could clobber people with horizontal attacks and still have the option to thrust away and keep my distance. Two-handed swords are also a ton of fun. Don't be afraid to forfeit a fight if you think your character is in danger. It costs way more time and money to replace a fighter than it does to forfeit and lose your starting bet. Also, the highest paid fight is the beast fight, where you fight a giant ogre, and it is absolutely hilarious to see people get ragdolled across the arena. Unfortunately, those are your people, and it's really dangerous, so I would recommend holding off on that challenge until you're really geared and comfortable with the combat. So all said and done, with all the updates and the arena mode added, this game is super worth it, and I've had a blast in arena mode that has also prepared me for story mode, which has been going a lot more smoothly. But I still spend the majority of the game in arena mode because it is so much fun and the progression system is really good. I hope you all enjoyed the video, and if you did, leaving a like or comment helps me out a lot, even if it's not a good comment. I'm playing the long game, so my goal is to improve, so any comments are appreciated. If you'd like to support the channel, then subscribing will let you keep up with my weekly videos, and it helps me out a lot. I appreciate you all watching, I hope you have a good one, and I'll see you next time.